No, but still comfortable.
Yes, spring graduation here too.
When the past ones, where have you done it?
Oh, really?
What is it?
Huh?
We done something.
Even the one from the fall?
No, they just started doing this. That's only the third one. I think previously the people who graduated from the fall just had to wait for the spring.
Interesting. Huh.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the one in the spring is easier too. Yeah, I remember the novel. And what is it? I didn't go to the one bachelor's school.
The bird stuff is a really fun piece.
Yeah.
All of these that we played are really fun pieces.
Definitely gives you some challenges, especially in the CA, the first piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have your work cut out for you. I spent quite a bit of time rehearsing this stuff.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've played in brass quintet like this caliber, so it's awesome.
Okay.
It's awesome.
Thanks for playing. I'm glad you could do it.
Me too.
All right.
Hang in there, isn't it?
Not hard.
Got some phlegm?
What?
Got some phlegm?
I'm looking into this. All of a sudden, I'll have to fix the last for about 5 minutes. And then they go away for a long time. I'm right in the middle of the breath on that last thing.
Start it up.
If I can stop coughing, I'll probably need to
Thanks for the
repeat some.
Mauer again. All the other pieces they'll remember. And they'll be like, they're playing it again.
Yeah.
Mauer. I don't think they'll know.
Yeah.
Unless it's full. Well, okay, fine.
Let's do the staccato from the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Get three, so we're just looking for it.
All right. Peanut vendor in D. Everyone ready?
How about C?
me something again? Are you okay? It's still 5 minutes. But whatever. If you, I mean,
That's what I thought. I just
Yeah. You want us to play a little more? Dave?
do you want to do
Do us
the Mauer again?
First movement?
Yeah.
I like the little trill. A little bit of spice out there.
Please stand or remain standing for the singing of the national anthem and for the invocation, which will be sung by the University of Arkansas Schola Cantorum, directed by Dr. Stephen Caldwell of the Department of Music.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? To God the Father forever be, we give you thanks for your guidance. Our strife is done, our battle won.
Oh, praise be
You may be seated. Just a friendly reminder, please make certain that all cell phones and pagers are turned off. Thank you. Members of the Board of Trustees, honored guests, graduates, parents, and friends of graduates, welcome to our 27th Fall Commencement. Today we are here to honor individuals who have completed the requirements of degrees conferred by this university. This is the most satisfying event in the life of a university. Today we acknowledge the work of the faculty and the achievement of our students who have become graduates. More than 1,950 students are candidates to receive degrees on our campus today. The University of Arkansas Board of Trustees is composed of 10 distinguished citizens of Arkansas. Representing our Board of Trustees is Chair of the Board, Jane Rogers. Chair Rogers will now bring greetings on behalf of the Board of Trustees.
Good morning. On behalf of my colleagues on the Board of Trustees of the University of Arkansas, I'm honored to join you today to celebrate the outstanding accomplishments and to share in the pride I know is felt by the family and friends that are here with us today. I'm one of 10 trustees who are charged with representing the people of Arkansas in governing the University of Arkansas system. We have a large and diverse system, and our board faces many complex issues. But on days like today, we are reminded that our ultimate goal is, and should continue to be, providing first-class educational opportunities to our students. And as we acknowledge the accomplishments of our graduates today, we must also congratulate our faculty who provide the teaching and training that have culminated in today's celebration. As chair of the Board of Trustees, my goal is to elevate university pride by spreading the word about the many wonderful accomplishments of the students, faculty, and staff across the U of A system. I call them my points of pride, and I have been particularly enjoying learning about the great things happening here on the University of Arkansas campus at Fayetteville. This university has grown dramatically in recent years, but I am so proud that we've also remained true to our commitment to quality education, research, and public service. This university is the only institution in Arkansas to earn the Carnegie Foundation's highest research classification and has been recognized as one of 9 up-and-coming universities by U.S. News and World Report. While we are reaching higher rankings and classifications, the U of A still is a great value to our students, having been recognized as one of the 75 best value colleges by the Princeton Review. For these and so many other university achievements, you can all be very proud to call yourselves graduates of the University of Arkansas. I am certainly proud to call you my fellow alumni, and I'm honored to share this moment with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Rogers. We are also honored, very honored, to have with us today Dr. Donald R. Bobbitt, President of the University of Arkansas System. Dr. Bobbitt will now bring greetings from the university system.
Thank you, Chancellor Gerhardt. One of the wonderful aspects of my job is that I'm privileged to be able to attend anywhere from 5 to 10 ceremonies each fall. I find each one to be meaningful and memorable, and I want to thank the faculty and students for allowing me to share today with you. As the Chancellor mentioned, I bring you greetings and heartfelt congratulations from across the University of Arkansas system. It's indeed an honor for me to serve in this role, and I'm thankful to members of the Board of Trustees for their selfless service to the state. We are very proud of your accomplishments for having arrived at this important milestone in your lives, and on behalf of my faculty colleagues here at the University of Arkansas, I would like to offer our thanks to your families, your friends, your supporters, and other important individuals who have helped you to this point in your academic careers. I know you will join me later in thanking them for all they've done to assist you in your education. Graduation today places you in very, very select company, and your efforts represent great accomplishment, as I'm sure you know. At the heart of your degree is a dynamic of thought and creativity which prepares you well to face the challenges that await you upon leaving this institution. The path you have followed began over 1,000 years ago with the formation of the great universities in Europe, in Cambridge, Oxford, Bologna, etc. Over the years, many changes have occurred in higher education, but one thing has remained absolutely constant. Before you learned about any one discipline, you learned about them all. Your studies in this wonderful institution have provided you with the opportunity to search for truth, to understand intellectual challenge and honesty, and to be exposed to the very best ideas, both of the past and the present. What a rich heritage we all share. It is therefore beyond question that you've received an excellent education under the guidance of an accomplished and committed faculty. These men and women have devoted their professional lives to educating the next generation. As well as Durant so concisely stated, education is nothing more, nothing less than the transmission of civilization. Short, sweet, and right on the mark. So I ask that you take the time to reflect upon those on the faculty who were instrumental in your education, perhaps helping you master a subject that you thought was too difficult and beyond your capabilities, or perhaps helping you at a time when you needed a word of encouragement. I think it would be important for you to let them know how they made a difference in your lives. As an alumnus of this university, I've been the beneficiary of the wisdom of this faculty. In my first 2 years as president, I've leaned upon that guidance, and I have 3 simple observations to share. Eat the frog first. You know, it's human nature to put off the most difficult task until last, but I will tell you, if you eat the frog first, everything on the plate seems downright palatable. Second, remember that you are the most recent in a lineage that goes back, as I mentioned, over 1,000 years. Your education has prepared you superbly for a future that at this point is unwritten and unknown. Your education prepares you to think critically and nimbly, to learn and adapt, and as graduates of this fine institution, you have the ability to entertain multiple points of view simultaneously without necessarily agreeing with any of them. Thus, I urge you to be receptive to challenges that will stretch you, even if they seem to be beyond your capabilities at first. I doubt many of those seated today on this stage had their current position as a dean, a provost, a chancellor, or a successful business person carefully mapped out when they sat in your seats. And when I think about this, I remember the words of Tolkien, who said that not all who wander are lost. Please contemplate wandering. And third, because of your education, society will seek you out on difficult issues. When I approach these types of problems, I'm reminded of the words of Mr. Coleman Peterson, former executive vice president at Walmart and a supporter of this institution. His words to me were very simple. People won't care what you know until they know that you care. So you see, as I promised, the lessons I've learned are indeed very simple. Don't put off the difficult until later. Follow your dreams and work hard to make them a reality, and know that in the end, much of the success that transcends the present is about relationships and community. So thank you again for giving me this opportunity to share this memorable day with you. And congratulations on a job well done. I know I speak for the Board of Trustees of this fine institution when I say we are proud of your accomplishments to date, but also eager to learn more about your accomplishments and successes as you leave here to make your mark on your profession and society. I'd like to leave you with my heartfelt best wishes and an Irish blessing. May you always have walls for the winds, a roof for the rain, tea for the fire, laughter to cheer you, and those you love near you, and all your heart might desire. Congratulations, and thank you again, graduates.
Thank you, Dr. Bobbitt. At this time, I am pleased to introduce several members of the University of Arkansas's administration and faculty. Please withhold applause until all introductions are made. From the university's administration and faculty, Dr. John Roop, Chief Marshal and bearer of the Mace, Professor of Plant Pathology and Chair of the campus faculty. Dr. Sharon Gaber, Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. Lieutenant Colonel Buster McCall, representing the University of Arkansas Air Force ROTC. And Lieutenant Colonel Charles Pudell, representing the University of Arkansas Army ROTC. We are also very fortunate to have with us Ms. Diane Bowles and Ms. Jennifer Andrews. They will interpret for persons with hearing impairments. Please join me in recognizing these participants in today's ceremony. The University of Arkansas now has the great privilege of conferring 2 honorary degrees. Honorary degrees are awarded to individuals who have achieved extraordinary distinction in the sciences, law, the arts, a chosen profession, or public affairs. Recipients of the degrees are exceptional individuals who have demonstrated an appreciation of and dedication to the ideals and purposes of a university. This year's first honorary degree is to be conferred on Francis James, a highly regarded ornithologist and ecologist. Would Provost Gaber please escort Dr. James to the podium? Francis James is perhaps best known for authoring a research paper that is considered a classic in the field of avian ecology. She pioneered the use of complex statistical analysis, combining it with meticulous fieldwork and observation to make discoveries about the relationships between birds and their habitats. Dr. James earned a bachelor's degree in zoology from Mount Holyoke College in 1952, followed by a master's in zoology from Louisiana State University in 1956. She went on to earn her doctorate in 1970 and graduated as one of the first 2 women to earn a doctorate in zoology here at the University of Arkansas. In 1973, Dr. James moved to Washington, D.C. to take a position with the National Science Foundation, working full-time while continuing to do groundbreaking research. In 1977, she joined the faculty at Florida State University as an associate professor of biological science and curator of birds and mammals. She went on to be named the Pasquale Graziade Professor of Biological Science in 2000, a position she has held as an emerita since her retirement in 2003. But retirement did not slow Dr. James down, as she continues to do research on the relationship between birds and dinosaurs. Dr. James has authored or co-authored more than 150 scholarly papers. She was the first woman president of the American Ornithologists Union and served as president of the American Institute of Biological Science. She has received the highest awards given by the American Ornithologists Union, the Ecological Society of America, and the Wilson Ornithological Society, and was elected to the American Academy of Arts and Sciences in 2000. Her public service has ranged from serving on the boards of the World Wildlife Fund and the Nature Conservancy to helping Boy Scouts learn how to build birdhouses. Dr. James is also the first person to receive a Distinguished Alumni Award from the University of Arkansas's Department of Biological Sciences. Her long-standing affinity for the university is well established. A colleague at Florida State has fond memories of Dr. James patiently teaching him and his children how to call the hogs. However, we won't ask her to do that today. Ladies and gentlemen, for her commitment to research and the education of all Americans, it is a privilege for the University of Arkansas to bestow the honorary degree of Doctor of Arts and Sciences. May I ask that Chair Rogers and President Bobbitt join us at the podium. Chair Rogers, it is my privilege to present to you Francis James. She has been recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees as a recipient of the honorary degree of Doctor of Arts and Sciences.
Okay. For your distinction and exceptional accomplishments as a friend to all Arkansans and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Arkansas, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Arts and Sciences honoris causa and admit you to all rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
And now I would ask Dr. Francis James to address our graduates.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you to the faculty and to the trustees for this wonderful honor. It's a pleasure for me to return to the University of Arkansas, which I remember fondly, even though I left it 40 years ago. I had a small office on the top floor of Old Main, and I'm glad to see that the building is still the gracious center of the wonderful modern university that you have today. When I found out that I would have a few minutes to talk to you, I tried to get prepared by reading up on education, what people are saying about education in the United States today. So I'm going to offer a few short comments about what I found out, and I have to say that what I found out was sobering. But first, greetings and congratulations to you, the class of 2013. You look happy, and you should be. All the surveys indicate that your diploma is your ticket to a better life. You will make more money. You will have better health. You will live longer. You will have less depression. You are more likely to vote, to participate in civic activity, to have more racial tolerance, to be more worldly, and your children are more likely to go to college. Even though this is the happy day you and your parents have been looking forward to, I'm going to ask you to acknowledge, as you leave this wonderful academic community, that the industry of education in the United States is not without problems. Last year, Newsweek ran a lead article on the subject, you may remember. The complaints go like this: the United States is falling behind in education. Graduation rates are too low, and tuition is too high. Are these valid criticisms? If so, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to say when people ask you about these issues? Is the United States really falling behind other countries in education? The answer is yes. In secondary education, survey results show that 15-year-olds in many countries are doing better in math and science than those in the U.S. As for college, as recently as 1995, the U.S. was first in the percent of the population with post-secondary credentials. Today, it is ranked 12th among the 17 most developed countries. Many articles are being written about this, and I'm sure you've seen some of them. The most insightful analysis that I found showed that it's mostly the students from low-income families that have the low graduation rates and that are falling behind. The achievement gap between the rich and the poor in the U.S. is increasing at an alarming rate. This is a complex social issue, but with your good education, you're going to try to solve it. How about the other question? Does college cost too much? Again, the answer is yes. Today, the average senior graduates with $24,000 in debt, and that number is going up. Student debt in the U.S. is higher than credit card debt. The economist William Bowen, former president of Princeton, calls this the cost disease that occurs in fields like the performing arts and education. it still takes 9 minutes to perform Beethoven's String Quartet No. 4 in C minor. Traditional learning is not like manufacturing, wherein you can become more efficient with an assembly line. But there are more and more students to teach. Arizona State University is up to 75,000 students, and states have been less and less willing to support colleges and universities. It looks like colleges are going to have to learn to do more educating with less money. How can we improve the quantity and the quality of education at the same time? Derek Bach, a former president of Harvard, thinks we need more focus on how to teach writing skills and critical thinking. Bowen thinks traditional methods will have to be increasingly replaced with some versions of online learning. We have new terms that I know you already know about the flipped classroom, blended courses, and active learning. The efficacy of these methods needs a lot more testing, but they are bound to be an increasing component of the future college courses. You, the millennials who grew up in the digital age, are the ones with the technical knowledge to develop and test the new methods as the pressure on this cost-benefit ratio increases. Your kids are going to have a different college experience from the one that you had. So I want you to think about education now and also in the years ahead. Think of it as your responsibility to help solve these problems. I know you can do it, and the rest of us are counting on you to do it. My graduate education and teaching experience at the University of Arkansas was important to me, and you will appreciate your time here more and more. My message to you is to acknowledge that a bright future for education in the U.S. is not assured unless you, the digital natives, as you've been called, take it as your responsibility to solve these problems. So again, I congratulate you on your degree and wish you well as you leave the campus.
Thank you, Dr. James. This year's second degree is to be conferred upon Sister Helen Prejean. Would Provost Gaber please escort Sister Prejean to the podium? I am pleased to welcome Sister Helen Prejean back to our campus. Sister Helen was first here on May 11, 2011, to take part in a panel discussion on the subject Turning Swords into Plowshares, the Many Paths of Nonviolence. This panel included His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, and civil rights activist Vincent Harding. During the discussion, Sister Helen brought her practical and spiritual experience as an opponent of the death penalty to the broader discussion of nonviolence as a way of life. Sister Helen is probably the best-known American advocate for ending capital punishment worldwide. She is the author of Dead Man Walking, an eyewitness account of the death penalty in the United States, which spent 31 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list and has been translated into 10 languages. Sister Helen is a member of the Congregation of St. Joseph and spent her first years as a teacher before deciding to dedicate her life to working with the poor. She moved into the St. Thomas Housing Project in New Orleans and worked at Hope House from 1981 to 1984. During this time, she was asked to correspond with death row inmate at Angela Prison. She agreed, eventually becoming his spiritual advisor. At the same time, she reached out to the families of his victims. She wrote Dead Man Walking after witnessing the inmate's execution, and in it, she portrays the human complexity of capital punishment and makes the case that the death penalty is essentially immoral. Sister Helen has continued her prison ministry, both counseling inmates on death row and the families of murder victims. She has accompanied 6 more men to their executions and was convinced that at least 2 of these men were innocent. She wrote her second book, The Death of Innocents, an eyewitness account of wrongful executions, in 2004, to argue that flaws in the legal system make the death penalty unjust as well as immoral. Sister Helen has been a member of several national and international organizations working to abolish the death penalty. In 2000, she and 2 other death penalty opponents presented Kofi Annan, then Secretary General of the United Nations, with a petition calling for a moratorium on capital punishment worldwide. It had 2.5 million signatures collected from around the world. Sister Helen Prejean has been instrumental in helping to shape the Catholic Church's opposition to state educations. She travels the world, giving talks about her ministry, and she has been working for several years on her autobiography, River of Fire, My Spiritual Journey. For her commitment to the promotion of human rights and civility to people all over the world, it is a privilege for the University of Arkansas to bestow the honorary degree of Doctor of Arts and Humane Letters upon Sister Helen Prejean. May I ask the Chair of the Board of Trustees, Chair Rogers, and President Bobbitt to join us at the podium. Chair Rogers, it is my great privilege to present to you Sister Helen Prejean. She has been recommended by the faculty and approved by the Board of Trustees as a recipient of the honorary degree of Doctor of Arts and Humane Letters.
For your distinction and exceptional accomplishments, and as a friend to all Arkansans, and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University of Arkansas, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Arts and Humane Letters, honoris causa, and admit you to all rights and privileges pertaining thereto.
And now I ask that Dr. Helen Prejean address our graduates.
Well, y'all got a Cajun up here, so you're going to have some stories, just a few. Because I know you're like eagles and you poised to fly. But first of all, I just want to say, please, this honor to me, see me as a prism, and through me, look through me to see a situation we have in the United States of America. We're the last Western industrialized country in the world to still kill our fellow citizens for their crimes. And I want to take you into experiences and the power of story. There's this book out called Bury the Chains, and it's about how slavery was finally abolished, the slave trade in England. And, you know, in the 17th century, the 18th century, going into the 19th century, 90% of the people of the world thought that some people were property, just their property. That's what everybody had always thought. And they were a group of determined people that got in a printing shop in London and determined they were going to end the slave trade in Britain. And how did they do it? And they did it by, first of all, having their own experiences and then bringing it to the people. And they'd travel with these chains that would go around slaves' necks. And you know, once we've abolished slavery and you look back, you go, wow, how could you do that to human beings? But then, when you're in it, and your economy's tied to it, and everybody thinks it's okay, and that's what happened to me with the death penalty. I had never questioned the death penalty growing up. In most Christian churches, including the Catholic Church, it was, well, that's what you have to do to stop violent people from harming society. So the death penalty was justified, and we got the best court system in the world here. It'll only be guilty people. And then life happens. We get involved. I wrote a letter to a man on death row. He wrote back. 2.5 years later, I'm in the execution chamber when he's killed for his crime. And it was an unspeakable crime. He and his brother had killed two innocent teenage kids. And I'm horrified at the crime. But then I meet him. And I looked through that heavy mesh grate through which we visited, and I looked into his eyes. I went, oh my God, he's a human being. Horrified at the crime, looking into the eyes of the human being. And this is what human rights is about. Yes, we're horrified at crimes, but then we look into the eyes of the one who did it, and then we put ourselves in a position. So who are we now to decide, you, who did these crimes deserve to die, and we're going to kill them? And I tell everybody's story in Dead Man Walking. I talk about the guards that have to do the killing. I'll talk about the warden. I'll talk about the governor who stands for the people and says, look, this is a lawless state. I got to do this. I'm not free to just say, well, here's my conscience as governor. We're not going to kill people. Only when the whole community rises. And how does change happen? Consciousness changes. And then we change the way we do things. We are witnessing now the beginning of the end of the death penalty in the United States. In the last 6 years, 6 more states have abolished it. Support for the death penalty is the lowest it's been since 1957. How did that happen? It's by stories being told, by education, by people who believe in something working to change the consciousness of the people and sharing. I had a tight line to walk in Dead Man Walking, because I'm not going to portray people who have killed innocent people as heroes. But then on the other hand, when I got involved with the victims' families, and I saw their suffering, and there's a hero in Dead Man Walking, and it's not me. It's a man by the name of Lloyd LeBlanc, whose teenage son, David, who was just 17, was one of those victims of the man that I accompanied on death row. And the way he put it, his journey is one of, he said, sister, everybody was saying to me, Lloyd, you got to be for the death penalty or it looked like you didn't love David. He said, and I went there. I did. I said, they're right. Look at my wife suffering. We're all suffering. David, he was just 17. And he said, but I didn't like what happened to me when I went there. Because I said, yeah, I want to see him dead. I wish I could pull the switch. He said, you know, I've always been a kind person. I love to help people. And I was losing that. All these feelings of hatred and bitterness are coming into me, like I want to see him dead. I don't care if their mother suffers. And then he said, I finally said, and he put his hand out like this. And he said, they killed my son, but I'm not going to let them kill me. And he chose a road of forgiveness. He was Christian. He followed the way of Jesus. When you're in the presence of someone like the Dalai Lama, you're in the presence of a person who can embody the best of what Buddhism stands for. Compassion for all beings. We are all one. We cannot rip anyone out of the human community, say you're not human like we are. And so I wrote a book. And I want to share with you this quote from Goethe, who said, you know that when we are committed to a cause that is right and just, and we are unswerving in our commitment to that cause, providence moves for us and resources make their way to us. And that's what happened to me with Dead Man Walking. It came out in 93. Random House just reissued it in the 20th anniversary. 85% of the people in Louisiana were for the death penalty in 1993. And what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to put a little book out there. Yeah, right. What chance does a Roman Catholic nun, spiritual advisor to one of those criminals have of doing a book and putting it out there and changing anything? And that's the thing. We don't know when we put out our truth what it's going to do. And we leave that up to Providence. And I had an excellent editor, taught me how to shape the book of Dead Man Walking so that you could truthfully go over to both sides of the suffering, reflect deeply. And that's what happened with the movie. Susan Sarandon read the book. She pestered Tim Robbins for 9 months till he broke down. Did you read the nun's book? No, I did not. Did you read the nun's book? No, I did not. Probably for domestic tranquility, he decided to read Dead Man Walking. And then the movie, turned down by every Hollywood studio who would say to him, Tim, you got a nun in it, for God's sake. We don't have no romantic element in this movie. How are we ever going to have a box office success? And he said, it's a story about redemption for everybody. So finally it was produced, and at the Academy Awards in '96, it was given over to the world, and Susan Sarandon got an Academy Award for her portrayal of me. Hard road for her, I want to say. She had never been a nun before in a movie, and she hated what she had to wear, like not a lot of makeup and all. She would cry when she would look at the dailies. That's when you do the shooting the day before, and you look at what you've shot. She refused to look at it. So the night of the Academy Awards, I said, you see that, Susan? There you are in your spiritual lessons without a whole lot of makeup. But look how you came through, and she got the Academy Award. So I want to say to you, Goethe's words, and it is that many, many things happen in the world because people aren't bold. When you got that dream, you act on it. You put your hand on the rope and you start pulling and you go for it. And you leave the rest up to Providence. So it's a pleasure to be in your company. It's a pleasure now to be counted as an alumna with your great school. And I wish you all the best. Fly high, aim high, and be bold. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Prejean. Is it at this time that we begin the ceremonial presentation of degrees? And just a reminder, photographs will be taken of the graduates as they receive their diplomas, and proofs will be mailed to graduates at their home addresses. Provost Gaber and the deans will present the candidates.
Each dean will present the candidates from his or her college or school. After this is completed, candidates for all degrees will be asked to rise for the conferring of degrees. Dean Todd Shields presents the candidates from the graduate school.
Provost Gaber, candidates for the master's degrees, educational specialist, Doctor of Education, and Doctor of Philosophy degrees are recommended by the graduate faculty to receive those degrees.
Dean Stacy Leeds presents the candidates from the School of Law.
On behalf of the law school faculty, I present the graduates that are listed in the program for the degrees of Masters of Law and Juris Doctor.
Dean Michael Veda presents candidates from the Dale Bumpers College of Agricultural, Food, and Life Sciences.
Provost Gaber, on behalf of the faculty of the Dale Bumpers College of Agricultural, Food, and Life Sciences, I am pleased to present the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Agriculture and Bachelor of Science in Human Environmental Sciences.
Interim Dean Ethel Goodstein Murphy presents candidates from the Fay Jones School of Architecture.
Provost Gaber, on behalf of the faculty of the Fay Jones School, it's my pleasure to present candidates for the Bachelor of Architecture, the Bachelor of Landscape Architecture, the Bachelor of Interior Design, and the Bachelor of Science in Architectural Studies and Landscape Architecture. We look forward to see our candidates receive their degrees.
Dean Tom Smith presents candidates from the College of Education and Health Professions.
Provost Gaber, candidates whose names appear in the printed program for the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Education and Bachelor of Science in Nursing are presented for the conferring of their degrees.
Interim Dean Todd Shields presents candidates from the J. William Fulbright College of Arts and Sciences.
Provost Gaber, candidates for the Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Music, and Bachelor of Social Work are recommended by the Faculty of Arts and Sciences to receive those degrees.
Dean John English presents the candidates from the College of Engineering.
Provost Gaber, on behalf of the great faculty of the College of Engineering, the candidates whose names appear in the printed program under the baccalaureate degrees in the College of Engineering are presented to you for the conferral of their degrees.
Dean Eli Jones presents the candidates from the Sam M. Walton College of Business.
Provost Gaber, the candidates whose names appear in the printed program under the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Business Administration and Bachelor of Science in International Business are presented to you for the conferring of degrees.
Will the candidates for all degrees please rise? Chancellor Gearhart, it is my privilege to present these candidates to you. On behalf of the faculty, the deans, and myself, I recommend that degrees be conferred upon them as indicated on their diplomas.
Thank you, Provost Gaber. Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree indicated on your diploma, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereto. Congratulations, graduates. We will now begin the recognition of our graduates, beginning with the hooding of our doctoral degree recipients.
As we now recognize our doctoral graduates, I ask the doctoral students to remain standing and for all others to sit. Doctoral students, will you and your major professors please stand? Students, doctoral students, please hand your hood to your major professors and turn with your back to them. Major professors, please hood your doctoral students. You may now congratulate your doctoral students, and would the audience please join me in applauding our newest PhDs and EDDs. Marshals, with our doctoral graduates hooded, would you please escort our degree recipients to the platform? Diplomas will be presented first to our doctoral, then our specialist and master's degree students, then to our undergraduates by college or school.
Dr. Todd Shields, Dean of the Graduate School and International Education, will now present doctoral, specialist, and master's degrees to the candidates. For the degree Doctor of Education, Susan Briscoe, escorted by Professor Kit Kacirik. Yolanda Regina Carr, escorted by Professor Kit Kacirik. Carmen Marie Rogers, escorted by Professor Kit Kacirik. Sandra Goss, escorted by Professor Carlton Holt. Shannon Tremario Jernell Lewis, escorted by Professor Carlton Holt. Felicia Renee Petty Smith, escorted by Professor Carlton Holt. John Allen Gillen, escorted by Professor Michael T. Miller. D. Chris Rink, escorted by Professor Bobby T. Biggs. For the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Anthropology, Daniel Richard Maher, escorted by Professor Kirsten C. Erickson. For the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Biology, Andrea Green, escorted by Professor Douglas Arthur James. For the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Cell and Molecular Biology, Brandy Beam Marie, escorted by Professor Michael Lehman. For the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Chemistry, Rebecca Thurman, escorted by Professor Suresh Kumar. For the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Curriculum and Instruction, Lisa Suzanne Wood, escorted by Professor Kathy Wisser. For the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Engineering, Banu Prashanth Kopolu, escorted by Professor David A. Saharoff. For the degree Doctor of Philosophy in English, Karan Rees, escorted by Professor Susan M. Marin. For the degree Doctor of Philosophy in History, Jason McCullum, escorted by Professor Robert C. McMath, Jr. For the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Kinesiology, Terry L. Williams, Jr., escorted by Professor Ro DeBrezzo. For the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Microelectronics Photonics, Vishal Sahor, escorted by Professor Ingrid Fritsch. For the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Physics, Jiting Shun, escorted by Professor Min Zhao. For the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Poultry Science, Komala Arce, escorted by Professor Mike Kidd. Christopher M. Pixley, escorted by Professor Billy M. Hargis. For the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Public Policy, Deborah Vodney Brown, escorted by Professor Jenny S. Pop. Christopher Dale Copeland, escorted by Professor Kate Mamiseshvili. For the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Rehabilitation, Najma Habib, escorted by Professor Brent T. Williams. For the degree Master of Accountancy, Danny Sue. This is Master of Arts. This is Master of Arts coming up. That was Danny. For the degree Master of Arts, Chad Coit Armstrong. Jacob Paul Bain. Michael John Clanton. Sarah Renee McBride. Kristen Ann Pugh. Brady Watson Sharp. For the degree Master of Business Administration, Brett W. Horton. Austin Doyle Schilling. The diploma is being presented by the Associate Vice Chancellor of Advancement, Chris Wyrick. For the degree Master of Education, Doris Sitsoff Ama Adanu. Kevin Billings. Terrence Juan Butler. Elizabeth Carneal. Megan S. Clarkson Gull. Melissa K. Cobb. Morgan Dawson Hunt. Bretta Lee DeLay. John W. Hickey. Bryce Daniel Hodge. Dorothy Elizabeth F. Ivy. James Stephen McGowan, Jr. Megan Elizabeth Pierce. Jill Suzanne Sago. Belinda Gale Stickney. Lauren Dolores Wilson. Connie Wilson Poteet. Jane M. Yamauchi. Father degree Master of Information Systems, G.T. N. Kulkarni. Father degree Master of Science, Hanan Abdulaziz H. Ali Ismail. Janet Bektimarova. Kayla Kristen Bowling. William T. Bryan. Nathaniel Ellsworth Cahill. Giuliani Rivera Calo. Vanessa Leanne Canfield. Brittany Nicole Chun. Chelsea Lynn Kaufman. Anjali Madayam Komar. Marcy Lake Flowers. Mia Gabrielle Simone Gentry. Lindsay Gibson. Perry C. Grant. Rachel Renee Hawkins. Meredith Jane Hurd. Anthony W. Herbaugh. Douglas Eben Jones, Jr. Kayla Kesterson. Brittany Lawrence. Nicholas Lawson. Rhiannon Danielle McKee. Laura Ashley Morgan. Kyle Marie Morinini Morris. Candia H. Nicholas. Louise Orlana Jimenez. Nicole Marie Poquette. Joshua Eaton Ragland. Alicia D. Reeves. Thomas Christian Stinnett. Hussein bin Tahir. Hiroko Takeuchi. Escorted by Colin Hayes. Nikhil Thomas. Ben Allen Thompson. Raymond T. Walter. Lu Zhang. For the degree Master of Science in Biomedical Engineering, Shiloh Aubrey Hurd. Shruti Ra C. Nadathan. For the degree Master of Science in Civil Engineering, Daniel Bennett Morgan. For the degree Master of Science in Electrical Engineering, Jonathan Keith Hayes. For the degree Master of Science in Engineering, Mohammed Tawid Hussain. Deepak Rana. For the degree Master of Science in Environmental Engineering, Thin Duk Do. Clinton Allen Mash. For the degree Master of Science in Industrial Engineering, Kaushik Santhanam. For the degree Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering, Justin K. Carter. Robbie Hill. For the degree Master of Science in Nursing, Shannon Smith Davis. Diana Jongaward. Melissa Jean Peterson. Kelly Denise Roberts. For the degree Master of Science in Operations Management, Jeffrey A. Bailey. Derek Baltz. Charles Edward Beard. Latasha Renee Bradford. Spencer E. Bridges. Tammy Lynn Coleman. Ratina Olive Hill. Nathan Sawyer Norman. For the degree Master of Science in Operations Management, Edwin J. Cornwell. Albert T. Dow Jr. The diploma is being presented by his wife, Dr. Pearl Ford Dow. Mary R. Blood. Frank Bradley Gibbs. Nicholas Cornel Glover. Kyle Merle Holgate. Mark J. Ivaska. Rita Archie Jackson. Louise Jimenez. Timothy Dale Knopf. Chase Merrill Lemon. Andrew Lee Mackey. Michael Edward McGuire. Derek Lee Martin. Diana Waite McClooney. Clovis Wayne Nix. James Davis Pritchett. Stephen Clayton Prue. Rodney R. Rainey. Marvin Vance Rice. Deborah L. Riley. Kevin Michael Smith. Almami Suthma. Marty R. Stamps. Sarah Mejia Tolano. Edwin Chance Tomlinson. James Thon Tron. Gordon Graham Van Hook. James Rodney Washington. Dr. Stacy Leeds, Dean of the School of Law, will now present the degrees to the candidates from her college. For the degree Juris Doctor, Blake Anthony Ray, Jr. Dr. Michael Veda, Dean of the Dale Bumpers College of Agricultural, Food, and Life Sciences, will now present degrees to the candidates from his college. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Agricultural, Food, and Life Science, Whit Everett Bell. Catherine Clayton. Taylor Dane Coomer, summa cum laude with honors distinction. Dustin C. Cowell with highest distinction. Claire Elizabeth Doban. Stuart Allen Estes, magna cum laude with honors distinction. Seth Caldwell. Landon Colt Gross. Billy Ryan Groves. Kelsey Lynn Hayes with highest distinction. Rosanna Lee Hubbard. Morgan Cash Linton. Jennifer L. Lutz with highest distinction. Connor Mullman with distinction. Laura Ruth Mayer. Corey McKinney. Caitlin Marie Reagan. Gary Frank Rogers. Bethany Marie Sebesta. Kevin Simmons. Erica Renee Stacy. John Stephen Still. Angel Marie Thomas. Michael D. Thurman. Spencer Tooley. Janice Samir Torres. Brian Dean Wempy. Joseph Colin Torian. Caleb Tyler Williams. Andrew C. Wilson. Mary Elizabeth Young. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Human Environmental Science, Jasmine Barnes. Kristen Lee Beard. Delaney Glenn Broyles. Brooka Byford. Caroline Joy DeLay. Rachel L. Dishner. Kaylin Ray Gilkey with highest distinction. Amy Elizabeth Graham. Laura Beth James with distinction. Lainey Marie LaPlante. Anastasia A. Lofton. The diploma is being presented by her mother, Dr. Barbara Lofton. Kelly Ann Mansfield. Lindsay Martin. Stephen A. McChristy. Ashley Miller. Claudine Paulson. Chloe Brianna Saffold. Ashley Dawn Chagrin. Ethan Segura. Trinice Latrail Settles. Emily Margaret Seward. Alexander G. Schindler. Lauren Southard. Blair Starling Staples. Stephen Alexander Walters. Jordan Claire Taylor. Rachel Leanne Webster. Brittany Suzanne White. Amanda Beth Holly Wood. Zohara Miriam Morale. Dr. Ethel Goodstein Murphy, Interim Dean of the Fay Jones School of Architecture, will now present degrees to the candidates from her college. For the degree Bachelor of Architecture, Carlos Amilar Guzman. James Patrick Rowe. For the degree Bachelor of Interior Design, Danielle Marguerite Alexander. For the degree Bachelor of Landscape Architecture and Bachelor of Science in Architectural Studies, Blake Matthew Buckner, magna cum laude. For the degree Bachelor of Landscape Architecture, Bradley H. Donovan. Kenton F. Laughlin. James Christopher Moncrief. For the degree Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts, Christian Daniel Free. For the degree Bachelor of Science, Christopher Randall McGuire. Justin Dwayne McNeil. Luke Lanier Montgomery. Ross Pugh. Dr. Todd Shields, Interim Dean of the J. William Fulbright College of Arts and Sciences, will now present degrees to the candidates from his college. For the degree Bachelor of Arts, Landon James Aaron. Courtney Adams. Olivia Adams. Thomas Warren Alberson. Andrew Bryce Allen. Jacob Dale Allen. Roslindi Acosta Alvarado. Danielle Andriatis. Alyssa M. Andrus. Joseph Ray Ashcraft. Robert Iona Atiga. Brett Stephen Atkinson. Christopher Marshall Baker. Christopher Stephen Baker. Rachel Ann Bakowitz. Adriana Barbosa. Michael Benjamin Beckham. Stephen Garrett Beeler. Tracy Lorraine Belcher. Andrea Carolina Bermudez. Ariel Billington. Howard W. Blankenship. Jewel Nate Blow. Mary Catherine Bolero. Matilde Bonifaz. Hillary Elizabeth Bouton. Brittany Jo Boyette. Erica Nicole Brandley. Irma Bredekamp. Megan Kelsey Brown. Sandra Louise Bryant. Justin Clay Burkhart. Kyle Edwin Burns. Vanessa Chandler. Monica Elaine Chapman. Nathaniel S. Glegg. Kayloni LeRae Clements. Zachary Colvin. Alicia Ray Cook. Austin Clark Cook. Meredith Elaine Crocker. Susie Grace D'Agostino. Brittany Davis. John Gary Diederich. Kimberly Michelle De La Rosa. Robert Gunnar DeLay Jr. Lexi Jill Diaz. Brandon Rashad Dismute. Meredith Page Eads. Lawana Danielle Eason. Mitchell Magnus Ebert. Ramsey M.S. Abini. Josephina Marie Ferrer. Lyle J. Fellows III. Trevor Andrew Fickle. Sharon L. Fox. Jacqueline Elizabeth Fries. Leah Marie Frieden. Carissa J. Garcia. Hannah Camille Gaston, Senior Scholar. Regina George. Caleb Calvin Gordon. Jeremiah Thomas Griffin. Stephanie Marie Griffith. Victoria Marie Haynes. Jessie Paige Hanley. Holly Arel Harvey. Brandy Leah Haslam. Kylie Ann Hawk. Katie Elizabeth Heads. Craig Edward Heinrich. Karis Michelle Hines. Sir Randall Henry. Nuri Hill. Javante Leonard Herndon. Amanda Ruth Higginbotham. Alexandria Elizabeth Hightower. Catherine Marie Hill, Senior Scholar. Hilda Lara Hinchliff. Matthew Benjamin Hinkson. Jeremy Michael Hodges. Caitlin Fawn Holt. April Marie Hottinger. Taylor Morgan Harchuk. Grace Ann Hughes. Her diploma is presented by her uncle, Dr. John R. English. David Hurd. Danny N. Nguyen. Brad L. James. Jessica Lynn Jayakaran, Senior Scholar. Anne Elizabeth Johnson. Derica Lachey Johnson. Finley S. Johnson. Alyssa Ann Jones. Austin Edward Jones. Justin Jones. Seth Richard Murphy Jones. Timothy Keith Jones. Ryan Joseph Jordal. Matthew Edward Kelly. Jordan Nicole King. Taylor Lynn Krause. Jeremy Paul Keene. RJ Lambert. Stuart Lambert. Hutchins Thomas Landfair. Stacy Lane Lawrence. Brandy Nicole Lawson. Joseph Orion Lilly. Noelle Elizabeth Littrell. Justin Mabel. Jacob McDougall Mahan. Heather Nicole Mangan. Haley Kristen Martin. Anthony May II. Robert Hunter Mayo. Courtney Lakin McBride. Carolina Elizabeth McCombs. Courtney Allison McDaniel. Lindsay Elizabeth McMillan. Molly Jean Mayo. Mary Victoria Meggs. Michael Stephen Meisler. Charles Edward Merchant II. Christopher Mickelson. Cindy Miramontes. Brigidi M. Mitchell. Sarah Elizabeth Mize. Lauren Bailey Montgomery. Molly Catherine Murphy. Lauren Page Nobles. Lily Rebecca Olaru. Victoria Lee Padilla. Jason Charles Pollock. Jimmel Desmond Parker. Sarah Kathleen Patterson. Hayden Samuel Peters. Robert Matthew Fonce. Thu Win Pham. Amanda Dawn Pogue. Joseph R. Prather. Kirsten Annette Ramey. David Nathaniel Healy Rankin. Taylor Stephen Reamer. Emily Sarah Rhodes. Camille Rishu. John Roberts. Sarah Ann Roberts. Drew Michael Robinson. Shayla Nicole Robinson. Louise F. Anara Rojas. Elizabeth Ashley Roller. Nathan C. Sadler. Eric Salisbury. Amanda Cecilia Shalley. Timothy Schultz. Clayton Francis Schmidt. Krista Maria Lorenza Serpa. Michael Shepard. Grant Shaw. Taylor Lee Shea. Lyndon Elizabeth Chenal. Kendra LaRae Shoemate. Key Rose Small. Joseph Lake Smiley. Zachary Thomas Smith. Emily Winter Solomon. Brent Arnold Southard. Christopher Edward Stringer. Sydney Elizabeth Surratt. Travis Michael Swanson. Gregory Tavares. Lauren Taylor. Shelby Nicole Taylor. Samuel L. Teague. Haley Noel Thomas. Jessica Colleen Tolan. William Antonio Trejo. Rachel Danielle Valley. Ashley Charlize Vasquez. Adriana Vasquez. Carla Vilas. Sarah Lee Hannah Villegas. Mary Hannah Waddell. Morgan Page Walker. Whitney Elise Ward. Jacob D. Waitert. Marissa Denise Williamson. David Logan Woodard. Tiffany Chandler Woods. Justin M. Wortman. Blaine Gregory Yarbrough. Catherine Zhao. The diploma is being presented by her father, Dr. Min Zhao. For the degree Bachelor of Fine Arts, Mary Anna Davis. Kevin L. Fitzgerald. Eric Benjamin Jackson. For the degree Bachelor of Music and Bachelor of Arts in German, Jenny Lopez Anchor. For the degree Bachelor of Music, Clay Anthony Johnson. Jeremy Ryan Morris. Bailey Marie Stevens. Brianna Michelle Stewart. For the degree Bachelor of Science, Macy Lee Brooks. John Patrick William Davis. Shanley Jean Dowell. Brooke Nicole Duffer. Stephen Flores. Zachary James Faust. Robert Evan Galt. Tammy Marie Galt. James Michael Hankins II. Andrew John Harb. William Harmon. Charles A. Hayes III. Deborah Ruth Jandebear. Fallon Brianne Lacey. Madison Long. Nabi Nayef Masri. Justin Taylor Massengill. Amir Mortazavi. Mashari Ahmed Rajab. Adam C. Reynolds. Brigitte Rogers. Rachel Ann Slank. Megan Page Warren. Victoria R.L. Wood. David Tyler Wright. For the degree Bachelor of Social Work, Candace M. Berger. Sarah Elizabeth Burnett. Kendra L. Hayes. Kimberly N. Hernandez. Tina McLaughlin. Mary Catherine McKinley. Diana Marie Shepard. Kimberly Allen Williams. Catherine Wolgamuth. Dr. Tom Smith, Dean of the College of Education and Health Professions, will now present degrees to the candidates from his college. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Education, Dylan Cole Adams. Andrew Michael Armenta. Tracy Barnett. Solon Shapiro Bennett. Adam Christopher Bivens. David W. Bradley. John Franklin Broyles II. Terry R. Brummett. Sadie Elaine Callison. Alvin Cale Chambers Jr. April Renee Chance. Alan S. Kahn. Kelly Beth Convey. Riley Edwin Denham. Franklin Joseph Divis Jr. Kayla Austin Douglas. Kaylin Sharon Durden. Catherine Eskridge. Benjamin Fick. Kendra Hemiller Frame. Kevin Christian Frey. Jamie Fritz. Jonathan Edward Goins. Clary Page Hallman. Michael Hancock. Kimberly Hang. Jeffrey Simon Harris III. Haley Haverkamp. Alexandra Crenshaw Henson. Trigan Higby. Seth Bo Hilger. Craig T. Layton. Zachary Walter Holly. Derek D. Hudson. Angel Johnson. David J. Jones. Eddie Joseph Kennard. Chelsea Lena Kyle. Dean Larson. Stacy Nicole Martin. Rodney Seth McCutcheon. Emily Renee McDonald. Brandon Deshaun Mitchell. Iris Gracie Monia. Dominique M. Neal. Amy Wynn. Joaquin Scott Wynn. Wesley Edward Northey IV. Jasmine Latrice Norton. Jerry Marie Partain. Nicholas Boyd Priest. Chelsea Renee Roberts. Anna Marie Seifert. Jessica Lauren Roulette. William Rush. Philip Edwin Stickney. Hannah Sweeney. Joseph Taylor. Amanda Thomas. Alyssa Michelle Tomlinson. Sierra Brett Walker. Lindsay Wall with high distinction. Michael Charles Wayman. Timothy Michael Wilson. Sarah Ashton Woods. Nathan S. Wooldridge. Laura Beth Wright. Abby Elizabeth Zimmerman. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Devin Aurora. Justina Danielle Ariaza. Bridget Scott Bailey. Clark Thomas Baldwin. Gloria L. Barnes. Brandon Stewart Blackwood. Lacey Janae Bobbitt. Lindsay Elise Bowers. Matt Brown. Kelsey Diane Bryan. Samuel Tanner Burks. Kelly A. Cantu. Maggie Lee Cardwell. Shane B. Kate. Amy Lynn Coleman. Caroline Allison Krieger. Kayla Angeline Danielle. Mary Elise Dickinson. Chelsea Elizabeth Dwyer. Dominique Ertoles. Samantha Yesenia Esslinger. Sarah Brooke Ewert. Meredith Finley. Abby A. Fletcher. Leslie Ann Foster. Brianna Claire Futrell. Sharon Garner. Amy Lynn Gillum. Catherine Taylor Good. Haley Elizabeth Graves. Molly Danielle Gray. Lindsay Marie Green. Holly M. Griffin. Elizabeth Ann Hall. Brittany Heron. Jessica Lee Jackson. Kayleen Brianne Yokums. Spencer Austin Jones. Sylvia Kassor. Matthew Kazanovich. Ashley Page Latimer. Christian John Lachele. Lindsay Beth Lee, magna cum laude. Mai Y. Lohr. Allison Grace Maynard. Valley Anita Moeller. Erin Elena Moon. Paige Augusta Newberry. Kirsten Peterson. Ashley Elizabeth Pippard. Chelsea Lynn Plummer. Amelia Ann Ray. Carson Elizabeth Schidler. Monica Salinas Trejo. Stephanie Suyupan. Joseph M. Sidney. Vita Christina Simpkins. Linda Jane Soriano. Fatim Suma. Lisa Spear. Elizabeth Terrell. Laura J. Thiel. Mark Edward Tillman. Nikki Lena Troutner. Rachel Wallace. Meredith Ray Warner. Catherine Elizabeth Watkins. Jessica Carol Waymeyer, cum laude. Dana Marie Wells. Amy Carol Wilmoth. Kathy Nyok Zhuang Pa Zhang. Dr. John English, Dean of the College of Engineering, will now present degrees to the candidates from his college. J.W. Scott Benton. For the degree Bachelor of Science, Philip Allen Cannon. Benjamin Calvin Gooding. For the degree Bachelor of Arts, Jacob Dylan Miller. For the degree Bachelor of Science, Cody Klumfaus. Andrew C. Lawrence, summa cum laude. Logan Siebenmorgan. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Biological Engineering, Matthew Everett Martin. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering, Christopher John Bruick, with high distinction. Barry Chase Crawford. Amanda Compian Day. Andrea Morgan Dieterle. Ricky Wayne Goff. Nathan Alexander Havens. Jacob Michael Henn. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Engineering, Anusi Joe Luanglatai. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering, Eric Amiraldo Aguirre Martinez. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Chemical Engineering, Andrew B. Price. Fawad ul Haq Siddiqui. William Chase Stanton with highest distinction. Trevor Karsten Stillwell. Sigrun Brau Service Doder with distinction. Christopher Douglas Walls. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, Seth Bradley Adams. Derek Marshall Benner. Andrew Kyle Chisholm. Doddridge Davis. Preston Anthony Eitzen. Nathan Paul Huffer. Kylie Rianne Keene. William Hunter Lake. Dustin Morris with high distinction. Javier Suarez Paz. Fernando Velasco Perida. Kaisha R. Plumbeck. Sean Elliott Salazar, cum laude. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, minor in Sustainability, Melena J. Snow. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, Rashid Harith Swan with distinction. Blake William Watson. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering, Adam Scott Albright. Andrew T. Beiner with distinction. Daniel Hitchcock. Christopher Howe. Philip Luscombe. Jaron Lee Robinson. Mahmoudou Suli Tahiru. Timothy Scott Williams. Everett Noblin, Jr. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Industrial Engineering, Mohammed Al-Maneh. Brittany Lee Alsop. Leslie Denise Campbell. Zena Faye Humphrey. Taylor Lee Kitchens. Atali Danielle Mickelson. Diego Kyleman Diaz. Nicholas Granier. Brent Harrison Wiles, cum laude. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, Bela Kylara Ricketts Barnes. Taylor A. Evers. John Richardson Ferguson, Jr. John Edward Fowler. Seth Burton Freeman. Robert B. Gregory with distinction. Jonathan Gonzalez. Micah Clark Hobson. Pavel Kovalenko. Nathan Tyler Meehan. Noel Noriega. Craig Parsons. Amy Joan Paul. Daniel Power. Corey Lane Roberts. Caleb Dyer Selby. Luke McKay Smith. Dongyu Zhao. Dr. Eli Jones, Dean of the Sam Walton College of Business, will now present degrees to the candidates from his college. For the degree Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, Vinay Nicole Adam. Brittany Diane Allen. Rosario Aide Anaya. Kathy M. Baird Kirk. The diploma is presented by Dr. H. Allen Mantu. Hunter K. Bonwarth. Michael Andrew Barnett. Daniel L. Bain. Autumn Shanice Brown. Malik Bowen. Joel Michael Brown. Okay. Go. Matthew William Bruner. William Alexander Burns. Robert Louis Bush. Laura Campuzano Milan. Richard Carmichael. Ernesto Castro. Mark Gerard Champagne. Samantha Chandler. Jiayu Chen. Z Chen. Jasmine Chanel Christopher. Gary Michael Clark. Zachary A. Claxton. Jacob E. Clemens. Rose Coffey. Aaron Dawn Comer. Jeremy Owen Cossey. The diploma is presented by his father-in-law, Dr. Bill Springer. Kirsten Michelle Courtney. Natalie Elizabeth Crawford. Jack Daly. Kurt Nenninger. Mayra Delgado. Dustin D. DeShazo. Austin W. Duncan. Kimber Rochelle Eaton. Gary William Fakes II. Joe Foreman. Maria Teresa French. Matthew C. Freoff, magna cum laude. Michael Alex Gibbs. Daryl G. Goff. Marissa Gomez. Ashley Elizabeth Gorley. Ty Grayson. Lila Maricela Gutierrez. Mason Brooks Hankins. Joel Douglas Harris. Benjamin Thomason Harrison. David Jacob Hill. Mitchell Ray Hill. Ronald Wade Hobson. Benjamin Craig Holderby. Jessica Jo Heislip. Bailey E. Jenkins. Jason Childress Jennings. Mitchell Evan Johnson. Courtney Nicole Jones. Ivanique S. Kemp. J.C. Brianna Kirksey. Anton Sergeyevich Kokorin. Cheng Li. Dwee Lee. Yu Lee. Peter Thomas Libby. Rachel Dawn Lillard. David Anthony Lim. Joshua Wayne Locke. Brian Lopez. Morgan Ann Mackey. Desiree K. Martin. Andrew McComas. Aaron Glenn McGee. Lauren Sidney McKinney. Alex Hayden Melton. Joshua Taylor Milby. Diane Lynette Miluski. Burl Howell Mitchell. Diamond Ophelia Moore. Stacy Nardoni. David Matthew Park. Marshall Landon Parker. Robert Blake Passmore. Cassie Mae Patterson. Aubrey Pedigo. Cara Danielle Persons. Ryan Thomas Peterson. Joshua Thien An Pham. Sam Anthony Perani. Aaron Blake Quattlebaum. Ross Bradley Quinn. Jesse Craig Raphael. Kimberly D. Reynolds. Scott Allen Richards. Kenneth R. Richardson. Zachary K. Sanders. Maria Nicole Sharp. Caitlin L. Schleider. Brooke Michelle Staten. Zachary Graham Stricker. Kylie C. Surratt. Rosuke Takahashi. Tyler Quentin Tassett. Kaylee Noel Thomason. Clinton Allen Thompson. William R. Toller III. Christian Tonhauser. Chris B. Traxon. Austin Carl Erlweiler. Maria Ann Vescovo. Renee Elise Wagasback. Chase Quinlan. Alexandra G. Waddell. Andrew G. Werner. Jonathan West. Stephen Witchert. Parker L. Weidman. John A. Wright. Dylan Thomas Wyatt. Yang Jiang. Jeremy Long Yang. Heelong Yu. Ye Zhuao. James Norman Zeeb III. For the degree Bachelor of Science in International Business, Jeffrey Scott Cole. And Logan James Miller.
Well, congratulations to all of our graduates. Now is the time to officially move your tassels from right to left and follow the old adage which states, on the left when you leave. I don't know if that's really an adage, but it works. As a graduate of the University of Arkansas, in appreciation for your hard work, the Arkansas Alumni Association would like to extend a complimentary one-year membership to you. Please refer to the back cover of the commencement program for details. Before we depart, a few thank yous are in order. To Professor Norwood, thank you for the announcement of all our graduates' names today. That's quite a task. I also want to recognize our graduates' parents and family members whose patience and support have brought you to this point. May I ask the parents, spouses, and partners and other relatives of our graduates to please stand. There is another group of people I would like to acknowledge for helping you earn your degrees, and that is our superb, our outstanding faculty. May I ask the faculty of the university to please stand and be recognized. And finally, please join me in a round of applause for the Boston Mountain Brass Works and Schola Cantorum who provided today's music. And to the faculty, the staff, our student volunteers who helped to make this ceremony a success, thank you as well. May I ask everyone to please stand. Please join Dr. Eddie Jones in singing our alma mater, which can be found on the inside of the front cover of your commencement program. Please remain standing for the benediction, followed by the recessional march. Again, heartiest congratulations to our graduates, and to everybody, I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. Dr. Jones, our alma mater, please.
Why
Thank you.